Most people think moving abroad is expensive. What almost no one realizes is that some governments offer paid relocation grants to do it. Right now, countries around the world are quietly offering cash grants, housing incentives, and relocation bonuses to attract new residents. Not influencers, not millionaires, regular people willing to show up, stay put, and contribute. But nobody explains this part clearly. These programs are real. They are active, and they are not evenly advertised. Some come with strings attached. Others are surprisingly generous if you understand the rules before you move. In this video, we are breaking down the countries that will literally pay you to live there, what they're offering, who actually qualifies, and what life looks like after the incentive money hits. No hype, no fantasy relocations, just real programs, real numbers, and real trade-offs you need to understand before packing a single box. And make sure you watch until the end because the final country on this list offers one of the most generous relocation incentives available anywhere right now, and nobody is talking about it. If you value smart, data-driven relocation insights, hit the like button, subscribe to Housing Watch, and drop a comment telling us which country you'd move to if they paid you. Let's get into it. Starting us off is Greece. And no, this isn't about sipping cocktails in Santorini while influencers fight for camera angles. This is about the other Greece, the quiet islands and rural villages where schools are empty, homes are aging, and local governments are actively saying, "Please come live here. We will help you." In places like Antikythera, Greece is offering monthly stipends of around 500 euros per month, often for multiple years, to families willing to relocate full-time. On top of that, some programs include housing assistance, access to land, or help securing affordable long-term rentals. This isn't a one-time relocation bonus. It's ongoing support meant to stabilize daily life while you settle in. So, who is this aimed at? Primarily, families and long-term residents, not short-term nomads. Greece wants people who will enroll kids in local schools, shop at neighborhood markets, and keep villages alive year-round, not just show up for summer sunsets. Remote workers with stable income streams also fit well, especially those who don't need a big city every 5 minutes to feel validated. Now, let's talk requirements, because yes, there's fine print. You are expected to live there full-time, not hop back and forth. You will need legal residency, basic integration into the local system, and patience for Greek bureaucracy, which moves at a pace best described as philosophical. In some cases, you may be asked to commit to staying for several years, or to participate in community life in tangible ways. But here's the trade-off: low daily costs, tight-knit communities, fresh food that actually tastes like food, and a pace of life that doesn't treat exhaustion as a personality trait. Healthcare access exists, but it's local and simple. Social life revolves around people, not screens. And fun fact, many of these islands have more goats than humans, which honestly explains the peace. This isn't Greece as a vacation fantasy. It's Greece saying, if you are willing to slow down, we will help you start over. And for the right kind of mover, that's not a downgrade. That's the deal of a lifetime. Next up is the United States. This one surprises people because, no, America as a whole is not paying you to move, but parts of it absolutely are. Quietly, strategically, and with real checks attached. Across the U.S., smaller cities and mid-sized towns are competing for talent, the same way big tech companies compete for engineers. Their pitch is simple. Bring your job, bring your skills, and we'll help cover the cost of showing up. Programs like Tulsa Remote in Oklahoma and Choose Topeka in Kansas have offered cash grants ranging from about $10,000 to $15,000, sometimes paid in installments. And it doesn't stop there. Many packages include free co-working memberships, relocation assistance, networking events, and even help with home buying costs. So, who is this for? Primarily, remote workers, professionals, and families who can live anywhere but don't want big city prices anymore. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to start a company. You just need a qualifying job, often remote or locally based, and a willingness to commit to a community that actually wants you there. Now, for the rules. These programs aren't take the money and disappear deals. Most require you to move within a set time frame, establish full-time residency, and stay for 1 to 3 years. You will need proof of employment, income verification, and brace yourself, paperwork. But compared to moving costs in major metros, this is paperwork with a payoff. What you get? Fewer traffic jams, shorter commutes, and neighborhoods where people still wave for no reason. Cost of living is often 20 to 40% lower than major coastal cities. Housing is attainable, and daily life feels less like a competitive sport. Tulsa has more Art Deco buildings than almost any U.S. city outside New York. And Topeka quietly punches above its weight in parks and outdoor space. This isn't America reinventing itself. It's America rebalancing, paying people to move where life still makes sense. And if you already work remotely, this might be the rare case where staying in the U.S. actually pays. Next on the list is Spain. This isn't the Spain of packed beaches, overpriced tapas, and elbowing tourists out of the way for PI. This is quiet Spain. The inland villages, mountain towns, and rural communities that have something in common. They're running out of people, and they're willing to pay to fix it. In places like Ponga, in Asturias, and dozens of similar rural towns across northern and central Spain, local governments are offering direct relocation payments, often around 3,000 euros for individuals with additional cash for children if you bring a family. Some villages go further by offering extremely low rent, subsidized housing, or affordable home purchase options that look almost fictional compared to city prices. So, who is Spain targeting? Mostly young families, couples, and long-term residents who are willing to live there full-time. These programs aren't designed for short stays or digital nomads hopping every 6 months. Spain wants people who will register locally, enroll kids in schools, support local businesses, and stick around long enough to make the town feel alive again. Remote workers with stable income also fit nicely, especially those who don't need nightlife every Tuesday to feel human. For the requirements, Spain doesn't hand out cash with no strings. You will usually need to commit to living in the village for several years. Officially register as a resident and prove you're actually there, not just visiting for holidays. Knowing Spanish isn't always mandatory on paper, but in real life, it's the difference between thriving and feeling like you accidentally moved into a group chat you can't read. But here's what you get in return: lower living costs, walkable towns, fresh food that doesn't come in plastic armor, and a lifestyle built around time instead of urgency. Daily life is slower, social, and surprisingly rich. Spain regularly ranks among the world's longest living populations, and it's not because they're jogging everywhere. It's because life is structured around meals, movement, and community, not burnout. This isn't Spain asking you to escape reality. It's Spain offering a quieter version of it with cash on the table. If you are willing to trade crowds for calm, this might be one of the smartest paid moves in Europe. Next is Japan. This one comes with a quiet invitation rather than a flashy sales pitch. Japan isn't shouting, "Move here." It's calmly placing the paperwork on the table and saying, "If you're serious, we're ready." Across rural Japan, shrinking populations have left towns with empty homes, aging residents, and schools with more desks than students. To reverse that, the government supports regional revitalization programs where select municipalities offer relocation grants, housing subsidies, and renovation assistance to people willing to move in, settle down, and contribute locally. In some cases, this includes access to a Kia, abandoned homes sold at extremely low prices, or even transferred for free, provided you commit to fixing them up. So, who is Japan looking for? Mostly families, long-term residents, and practical-minded movers. Not short-term tourists chasing cherry blossom selfies. Entrepreneurs, skilled workers, and remote professionals with steady income streams also fit well, especially if they are open to blending modern work with small-town life. Japan values stability, consistency, and people who plan to stay, not pass through. Now, the requirements. You will need legal residency, a willingness to live full-time in the community, and in many cases, a commitment to renovate property within a specific time frame. Some towns expect you to participate in local activities or support local businesses. And yes, language matters. You don't need perfect Japanese on day one, but long-term success here depends on learning enough to function independently and respectfully. Japan rewards effort. Half trying goes noticed. So does fully trying. What do you get in return? Exceptional safety, world-class healthcare, reliable infrastructure, and a daily rhythm that quietly reduces stress. Trains run on time. Streets are clean. Bureaucracy is detailed but predictable, which honestly is better than chaotic surprises. Japan has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, and many rural residents stay active well into old age thanks to walkable towns, fresh food, and strong social routines. This isn't Japan offering an escape. It's Japan offering structure, calm, and long-term stability with financial support to help you get started. If you value order, community, and a lifestyle where things just work, Japan's paid move might feel less like a gamble and more like a reset done right. Now, if this video is already shifting how you think about moving, take 1 second to hit the like button. It helps more people discover options most never hear about. And if you want clear, data-driven breakdowns of where you can live better for less, subscribe to Housing Watch. We post consistently and we go deeper than headlines. We are just getting started because the countries coming up next offer even bigger incentives. And the final one on this list is one of the most generous relocation programs available anywhere right now. Next up is Chile, and this one plays the relocation game very differently. Chile isn't handing you cash just to unpack boxes and learn the local bakery schedule. Instead, it's saying, bring your ideas. We will fund the launch. Through the globally respected Startup Chile program, the country offers equity-free funding, often reaching tens of thousands of dollars, along with startup visas, co-working space, mentorship, and access to investors. That equity-free part matters. Chile doesn't take ownership of your company. You keep control. They provide the runway, and everyone hopes the plane takes off. So, who is this aimed at? Entrepreneurs, founders, and creative builders, especially those with scalable ideas in tech, sustainability, education, fintech, or social impact. You don't need to be Silicon Valley polished, but you do need a clear plan, a working concept, and the willingness to operate in a new market. Remote founders who want to build while enjoying a lower cost of living also fit beautifully here. Now, for the requirements, this isn't free money with no expectations. You will need to apply and be accepted into the program. Demonstrate your business idea's potential and actively participate. That means building, networking, mentoring others, and contributing to Chile's startup ecosystem. Residency is tied to your participation. And while Spanish isn't always required on day one, learning it quickly turns Chile from manageable to comfortable. What do you get in return? A country with political stability, solid infrastructure, and one of the most advanced economies in Latin America. Santiago offers modern healthcare, efficient public transport, and startup-friendly neighborhoods, while coastal cities like Valparaiso deliver creativity, color, and chaos in the best possible way. Chile stretches over 2,600 miles, meaning you can surf in the morning, hike glaciers later in the year, and still complain about emails like everyone else. This isn't Chile paying you to slow down. It's Chile paying you to build something real. In a place where costs are lower, ambition is welcomed, and innovation is actively supported. If your idea is ready, but your budget isn't, Chile might be the rare relocation that pays you not just to move, but to grow. Now, let's talk about Italy. This is where the headlines usually get dramatic. 1 year in homes and the fine print quietly clears its throat. The truth is, Italy's relocation incentives run much deeper than viral real estate stories. And in 2026, they're still very real. Across dozens of small towns and even entire regions like Sardinia, Italy is offering cash relocation bonuses, housing subsidies, and renovation support to attract new residents. Depending on the town, incentives can range from €10,000 to €30,000 or more, sometimes stacked on top of ultra-cheap or symbolic price homes. Places like Candela, Musameli, and Ratacandoli don't just want buyers, they want neighbors. Some packages even include child-related bonuses, startup support for small businesses, and reduced local taxes if you commit long-term. So, who is Italy aiming for? Families, entrepreneurs, remote workers, and patient optimists. This is ideal for people who want roots, not just a temporary address. If you're willing to live outside major cities, integrate into local life, and maybe open a cafe, workshop, or remote office, Italy rolls out the welcome mat eventually. It's Italy. Time stretches a little. Now, for the requirements, because yes, they exist. You will typically need to commit to full-time residency, renovate the property within a set time frame, and navigate Italian bureaucracy, which operates somewhere between methodical and existential. Renovation budgets are often mandatory, and missing deadlines can mean losing incentives. Italian language skills aren't always required up front, but learning them quickly turns frustration into espresso-fueled progress. What's the payoff? Affordable housing in historic towns, walkable daily life, and a culture that treats meals like sacred events. Healthcare is strong. Public infrastructure is reliable in most regions, and cost of living in rural areas is dramatically lower than in Milan or Rome. Many of these towns have more churches than traffic lights, which tells you everything you need to know about noise levels. This isn't Italy bribing you with romance. It's Italy saying, "Help us keep this place alive, and we'll make it worth your while." If you are willing to trade convenience for character and deadlines for dinner conversations that last 3 hours, Italy's paid move isn't a fantasy. It's a long game with excellent food at halftime. Next up is Switzerland. This one feels almost unreal because Switzerland doesn't usually pay people to live there. It usually charges you and smiles politely while doing it. But in the tiny alpine village of Albanan, the math flips completely. Albanan is facing the same problem many rural places do. Too many empty homes, too few young residents, and a future that needs fresh energy. So, the village made a bold move. They offer direct cash grants to people willing to relocate long-term, often over $20,000 for a single adult, with additional payments for each child. For families, the total incentive can climb quickly. This isn't a coupon. It's real money designed to offset the very real cost of settling into Switzerland. So, who is this aimed at? Younger adults and families under 45 who are ready to plant roots. Remote workers with stable income are ideal, as are professionals who can commute or integrate into the regional economy. Albanan isn't chasing tourists or short-term residents. It wants people who will live there, raise kids there, and still be there long after the novelty wears off. Now for the requirements. Switzerland never skips the fine print. To qualify, you must commit to living in Albanan for a long stretch, often 10 years or more, and become a full legal resident. You will also need to either buy or build property that meets minimum value requirements. And yes, the cost of Swiss real estate still applies. The grant helps, but it doesn't turn Switzerland into a bargain bin. Think of it as Switzerland meeting you halfway, which is rare and meaningful. What do you get in return? One of the highest qualities of life on Earth: clean air, world-class infrastructure, reliable health care, public services that function with almost unsettling precision. Switzerland regularly ranks at or near the top globally for safety, life satisfaction, and public trust. And Albanan delivers all of that with mountain views that look photoshopped. Life here is quiet, orderly, and deeply intentional. Shops close early. Nature is the entertainment. Neighbors notice if you're missing, not in a creepy way, but in a weak air way. This isn't Switzerland offering a shortcut. It's Switzerland offering entry on the condition that you commit. For the right person, Albanan isn't just paying you to move. It's inviting you into one of the most stable, peaceful lifestyles in the world, with cash as the handshake. Saving the best for last is Ireland. This is where get paid to move stops sounding like a gimmick and starts sounding like a life decision with receipts. Ireland's Our Living Islands program is one of the most generous and thoughtfully designed relocation incentives anywhere in the world right now. And yes, the numbers are real. Under this program, eligible movers can receive grants that can reach up to €80,000 or more to buy, renovate, and live in a vacant home on one of Ireland's remote offshore islands. We are talking places like Arranmore, Clare Island, Inish Turk, and several others. Communities with breathtaking coastlines, strong local identity, and one major challenge: not enough people. Ireland's solution: pay people to come back. So, what exactly is the offer? It's not free money to disappear into the sunset. The grants are tied to bringing long vacant homes back to life. You are paid to renovate, paid to settle, paid to commit. The funding helps cover structural repairs, modernization, and making homes livable again. Because these islands don't want vacation properties. They want neighbors. Who is this aimed at? Families, remote workers, tradespeople, creatives, and long-term movers who want roots. You don't need to be wealthy, but you do need to be serious. Remote workers are especially well-positioned, thanks to improving broadband and strong community support. Entrepreneurs and skilled professionals also thrive here, particularly those who don't need a daily office tower to feel productive. Now, the requirements. You must live in the home full-time, complete renovations within set timelines, and commit to the property as your primary residence. This isn't a flip-and-run program. It's a rebuild-and-stay one. Bureaucracy exists. It's Ireland, after all, but it's clear, structured, and designed to succeed. What's the payoff beyond the money? A slower, richer life, tight-knit communities, fresh seafood that didn't need a passport, schools where kids are known by name. Ireland consistently ranks among the friendliest countries in the world, and island life turns that dial up even further. This isn't Ireland selling a fantasy. It's Ireland investing in people and betting that community still matters. If you want a relocation that changes your finances and your pace of life, this isn't just the top of the list. It's the reason the list exists. So, before you start packing boxes or daydreaming about a new address, remember this. Getting paid to move is real, but it's never accidental. Every program we covered comes with rules, timelines, and expectations that matter just as much as the money. Always check visa and residency requirements before assuming you will qualify. These incentives are tied to nationality, employment status, and how long you're willing to commit, not just where you want to live. Look into language, healthcare, and taxation early. Incentives can get you in the door, but long-term happiness depends on how well you fit into everyday life once the excitement wears off. And think carefully about how work fits into your move. Whether it's a remote job, a local role, or launching a business, many programs require proof that you can support yourself beyond the incentive period. Relocation isn't about chasing the biggest check. It's about choosing the place where the numbers, the lifestyle, and the future all line up. If this video helped you think differently about where and how you could live, like the video, subscribe to Housing Watch, and share it with someone who's been quietly thinking about a move. Until next time, live simply, dream big, and don't forget the sunscreen.